I never thought I'd wake up in someone else's skin, staring at my own face in the mirror, screaming silently as the world I'd built crumbled in an instant. But there I was, trapped in the body of Victoria Hale, the Ice Queen CFO who'd spent years grinding me into dust. Her mocking laughter still echoing in my stolen ears while my warnings about the merger echoed unanswered in hers. And as her tailored Armani suit hung loose on my frame, no, her frame, I realized the revenge I'd craved wasn't just poetic, it was inevitable. A corporate crucifixion scripted by fate itself. The body swap happened on a Tuesday, the kind of gray, drizzling morning in New York that makes you question why anyone bothers with umbrellas when the real storm is always inside. I'd been Emily Carter, mid-level analyst at Hale and Associates, a firm that traded in Wall Street whispers and billion-dollar bluffs. 28. Sharp as a scalpel. With a corner office that was more cubicle than kingdom, I'd clawed my way up from intern coffee runs to spotting red flags in spreadsheets that could sink ships.
Betrayal.
She was the shark in Louboutins. 42. Divorced twice. With a corner suite overlooking the Hudson and a reputation for eating underlings like sushi. She'd called me Negative Nancy in board meetings, dismissed my memos on the Apex merger as doom-mongering, all while pocketing bonuses that could have funded a small nation. That morning, I'd been prepping for the Apex pitch, our biggest deal yet. A $500 million tech merger that promised to catapult Hale and Associates into the Fortune 100. I'd flagged the discrepancies weeks ago, inflated valuations, shadowy offshore accounts tied to Apex's CEO, Marcus Reed, a silver-tongued venture capitalist with ties to every regulatory gray area south of Albany. It's a house of cards, I'd emailed Victoria, attaching a 50-page risk assessment thicker than my unresolved student loans. Her reply? A gif of a clown car exploding. Captioned, "Lighten up.
Eminencia."
Or find a new circus. I slammed my laptop shut, grabbed my raincoat, and headed to the executive floor uninvited. It was a Hail Mary, storming the castle with data bullets. The elevator dinged open to marble floors and abstract art that cost more than my rent. Victoria's assistant, a perky blonde named Tiff, blocked the door. "She's in a call. Emily. With Marcus. Tell her it's about the $2.4 million phantom line in Apex's Q3, I said, voice steady despite the knot in my gut. Tiff's eyes widened. She'd seen the numbers too, buried in the fine print. But loyalty's a bitch in this town. Victoria's voice floated out, all honeyed venom. Darling. Emily's at it again with her conspiracy theories. Pass the salt for her wounds later. I pushed past Tiff, bursting into the office like a bad plot twist. Victoria lounged behind her desk, phone to her ear, legs crossed in those signature red soles. Marcus's face grinned from the video screen, all veneers and false charm. Victoria. Who's the firecracker? Emily Carter, our resident pessimist. She purred, not bothering to mute. Thinks your merger's a ticking bomb. Isn't that right?
Ink.
Got your tinfoil hat today. Heat flooded my cheeks. It's not pessimism. It's math. Apex's revenue projections don't match their burn rate. That $2.4 million? It's not an error, it's embezzlement. Funneled through Reed Ventures. If we sign, we're complicit. Marcus chuckled. Low and oily. Feisty. I like her. But numbers lie. Sweetheart. Stick to coffee. Victoria waved me off like a fly.
Out.
Emily. Or HR gets a call about insubordination. I dropped the report on her desk. pages splaying like fallen soldiers. Read it. Before it's too late. She didn't. Instead, she hit end call and leaned forward, eyes like polished obsidian. You think you're the whistleblower hero? This merger's my ticket to the C-suite at Apex. You're expendable. Negative energy, like yours, poisons the well. Clean out your desk by noon. The betrayal hit like vertigo. I'd covered for her before, fudged a minor audit trail last year when her ex-husband's alimony scheme nearly tanked a client account. She'd promised a promotion. Instead, she dangled it like bait, then yanked it away. Deep down, I knew Victoria wasn't just ambitious, she was rotten. A secret buried under layers of NDAs and non-competes. And that $2.4 million? It wasn't Apex's alone. Whispers in the break room said she'd skimmed from the petty cash slush fund, using it to fund her Hamptons weekends. I'd taken the fall for a similar discrepancy 2 years back, demoted while she got a raise. Toy AC, crime that I'd shouldered in silence, thinking loyalty paid dividends.
Fool.
I stormed out, tears blurring the hallway. The elevator ride down was a descent into hell. 52 floors of regret. By the time I hit the lobby, rage boiled over. I needed air. Needed to scream into the rain-slicked streets of Midtown. Dodging umbrellas and hot dog carts, I cut through Bryant Park, the library lions standing sentinel like indifferent gods. That's when the world tilted. It started as a headache, a migraine from hell, spiking behind my eyes like lightning. I collapsed onto a bench, clutching my temples, the world fracturing into prisms.
Voices overlapped. Mine.
Victoria's, a child's cry from somewhere distant. Then blackness, absolute and absolute. When I woke, it was to silk sheets and the scent of Chanel No.
5.
My body felt wrong, heavy in places it shouldn't, light in others. I bolted upright, heart hammering, and stumbled to the ensuite bathroom. The mirror. Victoria stared back. Raven hair in a perfect bob, sharp cheekbones, lips painted authority red. I touched her face, fingers trembling. What the fuck? My voice was hers, clipped and commanding. Panic clawed at my throat. This wasn't a dream. The swap was real. Some cosmic fuck you courtesy of stress or science, or the universe's sick joke. I was in her body, and by the empty bed and cold penthouse silence, she was in mine. The phone buzzed, her phone. A text from Marcus. Last night was fire. Merger doc signed? VX attached. A selfie of us, her and him, in a tangle of sheets at the plaza. Revulsion hit like nausea. She'd seduced him, sealed the deal in a way I'd never stomach. Betrayal on steroids. I dressed in her closet, tailored blacks and grays that screamed power, and hailed a car to the office. The doorman called me EMS.
Hale.
Cabbies deferred. Power's a drug, even stolen. Arriving at Hale and Associates felt like infiltrating enemy lines. Tiff greeted me with coffee. Black is my mood. Morning.
Victoria.
Emily's out sick, texted about a migraine. Board meeting in 30.
Perfect.
I nodded, slipping into Victoria's office like a ghost in her skin. Her desk held the merger files. My report dog-eared but ignored. I rifled drawers, receipts for Hamptons rentals, emails to offshore accounts. The $2.4 million trail led straight to her schemes from client escrow, laundered through Apex as consulting fees. She'd framed me for a fraction once, letting me take the heat to cover her tracks. Secret buried. Indeed. The board meeting was a minefield. Suited fossils droned about synergies while Victoria, sat at the head, nails digging into palms. When they greenlit the merger, I couldn't hold back. "Gentlemen," I said, her voice dripping ice. "This deal's toxic. Apex's books are cooked. Pull out now, or we're all going down." Silence. Then chuckles. "Playing Emily's greatest hits." "Vic," the chairman snorted. "We need optimism, not paranoia." I slammed the table, her fist connecting with wood. "It's not paranoia. It's fact."
Sign.
And the SEC's waiting. They stared, unnerved. Power's fragile when you flip the script. By lunch, whispers spread. I retreated to my office, plotting. Revenge wasn't a tantrum, it was surgical. First, access. Victoria's biometrics unlocked everything: emails, vaults, even her personal safe deposit box. I transferred funds, subtle drains from her slush accounts to anonymous charities. Poetic, watching her empire bleed. But she in my body was fighting back. My inbox pinged, an email from Emily Carter to HR, accusing Victoria Hale of erratic behavior. Possible breakdown. Tiff knocked. "Emily's demanding a meeting." "Says you're impersonating her." The tension coiled like a spring. I met her, me in the conference room, hearts pounding in tandem stolen chests. She looked small in my cardigan, eyes wild. "What the hell did you do?"
Hale?
"Give me my life back." I leaned in, Victoria's smile cold. "Me? You're the one who stole everything else. Promotions, credit, my goddamn sanity. That $2.40 mill you pinned on me? Time to own it." Her face crumpled, my face, pale and freckled. "I didn't. It was Marcus. He pressured me. Said it'd secure the merger, or he'd tank us both. Lie or truth. The swap blurred lines. But Betrayal's scent was unmistakable. She'd covered for him, for her climb, letting me dangle as the fall guy. "You mocked me, called me negative, while you built your throne on my bones." She lunged, but security called by Tiff hauled her out. "Imposter," she screamed. "That's not Victoria." They didn't listen. Power protects its own. That night, in Victoria's penthouse, I poured scotch, her favorite, Macallan 25, and mapped the endgame. The merger signing was tomorrow. A gala at the Waldorf. Marcus would be there, smug in tux, toasting to fortunes. I'd crash it, not as victim, but viper. But doubts gnawed. Was the swap permanent? A glitch in reality? Or punishment? And the secret, buried deeper than embezzlement, was Victoria's past. Digging her files, I found a folder labeled EC. Incident. 2 years ago. Not just a fudge, but a cover-up. I'd signed off on a wire transfer she initiated, $500,000 to a shell company. When auditors came, she let me take the ethics violation, demotion, even a suspended license scare.
Why?
Because I was the reliable one. The nobody who'd eat the blame to keep the machine humming. Deep betrayal. Indeed. Rage fueled me. I texted Marcus from her phone tonight. Private suite. We celebrate properly. Bait set. The Waldorf glittered like fool's gold. Chandeliers dripping light over black ties and ball gowns. I arrived in Victoria's slinkiest red, feeling exposed yet invincible. Handshakes. Air kisses. Victoria. Darling. The merger's gold.
Lies. All.
Marcus cornered me by the bar. Breath Scotch sour. You look different. Hungry. Starving. I purred, leading him upstairs. In the suite, candles flickered, city lights mocking below. I poured drinks, laced his with a sedative from her medicine cabinet, migraine meds. Heavy dose. He sipped, eyes glazing. Talk, I said, dropping the mask. The $2.40 mill. Apex's books. Her my warnings. Why ignore? He laughed, slurring. Vixen deep. That money? Half hers, half mine. She needed it for the ex's lawyers. I needed it for leverage. Emily? Collateral. Smart girl, but too honest. We had to neuter her. Confessions spilled like bile. Victoria hadn't just betrayed, she'd orchestrated. The swap? Coincidence or curse? But it handed me the blade. As he slumped, I recorded it all, phone propped, capturing every damning word. Send aboard, I whispered to the device. And SEC. But footsteps echoed, her, in my body, bursting in with security. Stop her. She's not me. Chaos erupted. Guards grabbed me, but the video uploaded, pinging to inboxes worldwide. Marcus stirred, mumbling denials. She, Victoria, and Emily lunged, clawing at my arm.
You bitch.
This was my life. Our eyes locked. Two souls in swapped prisons.
Oh, ace it.
It was ours. You stole it. Cops swarmed. Gala sirens wailing. Arrests, Marcus for fraud. Her for embezzlement.
Me?
Released as Victoria Hale, the whistleblower hero. The twist came at dawn, in a holding cell visit. A doctor, gray-haired, clipboard in hand. MS. Hale, whichever, the swap, not random. Experimental neural link. Black market from Apex's R&D. Victoria tested it on you during that team-building retreat last month.
2.
Extract your insights. It backfired. Truth reversed, not fate, but her machination. She tried to steal my mind, my warnings, leaving me a husk. Instead, we flipped. Weeks blurred, lawsuits, headlines, CFO's body swap blunder sinks merger.
Halle and associates folded E.
In her skin.
Testified.
Promoted to interim CEO in the wreckage. But victory soured. Mirrors mocked, her face aging my youth. And the secret? Buried deeper. The swap severed something. Fertility, they said. My dreams of family, gone in her barren shell. Ending? Justice. But at what cost? I walk boardrooms now. Power mine, but hollow. Revenge sated. Yet the debate lingers. Was I avenger or monster? Hero or thief? In America's cutthroat game, maybe they're the same. The aftermath hit like a hangover from hell. The kind where the room spins even after the booze is gone. I woke in Victoria's, no. My penthouse. Sheets tangled around legs that weren't quite mine. The Hudson glittering mockingly through floor-to-ceiling glass. Sunlight stabbed like accusations. And for a moment, I forgot Emily Carter. Analyst turned corporate Frankenstein, staring out from a stranger's eyes. The news blared from the wall-mounted TV, CNN's ticker screaming, Wall Street scandal. CFO's $2.4 million heist exposed in bizarre swap twist. Bizarre didn't cover it. It was biblical, a reckoning wrapped in NDAs and neural fuckery. Coffee brewed itself, her smart kitchen. Voice activated like a sycophant. Black. 2 sugars. Just how she liked. I sipped. Bitter as the irony. Scrolling emails on my iPad. Offers poured in. Headhunters from Goldman. Book deals from Penguin. Even a TED Talk slot on ethical audits in the age of AI. Hero status. Overnight. But the knot in my gut twisted tighter. Power's a double-edged sword. This blade was lodged in my throat. Tiff called first. MS.
Hale?
The board's in emergency session. They want you, well, your input on liquidation.
And.
Emily's lawyer says she's suing for identity theft. I laughed. A hollow bark in Victoria's alto. Tell them I'm coming. And stall the suit. Discovery might unearth more skeletons. Driving her Audi downtown, leather seats hugging like a lover's lie, I rehearse lines. Play the victim?
No.
Too weak. The savior? Arrogant. Truth, I was both. A chimera of grudges and grace, ready to burn it all for ashes that tasted like vindication. The office loomed, a glass monolith scarred by scaffoldings. Reporters swarmed the plaza like vultures in Burberry. Security waved me through. Fame's a fast pass. Elevators hummed to the 52nd, depositing me into a war room of pinstripes and panic. The chairman, old man Hargrove, face like weathered leather, stood to clap.
Victoria.
You saved us, exposed that snake Reed, and your doppelganger's madness. Doppelganger.
Cute.
I shook hands, feeling their sweat-slick grips. Not saved.
Salvaged.
The merger was DOA. Liquidate Apex ties. Audit every line item back 5 years. And Victoria, Emily gets her due. Back pay. Plus interest. Murmurs rippled. Generous, someone coughed. Controversial decisions, check. Forgiving the betrayer who'd worn my skin? Or strategic? Buying silence? They voted yes. Eyes grateful, yet wary. Power's addictive, sharing it? Heresy in this town. Lunch was a power salad at La Bernardine, comped by a venture capitalist sniffing for scraps. Emily Victoria, the swap story's gold. Podcast? Netflix doc. I toyed with my fork. Seared tuna flaking like empires. Maybe. But first, justice. Marcus walks free on bail. Lawyered up with the best. That's not right. He leaned in. Conspiratorial. Money talks.
But you?
You're the narrative now. Use it. He was right. Afternoon blurred into depositions. SEC suits grilling me on the $2.40 mil flow. MS.
Hale.
How'd you uncover it?
Instincts. I lied smoothly.
And a junior analyst's diligence. Nod to my ghost self. They ate it up. Pens scratching like approvers. But nightfall brought ghosts. Alone in the penthouse. I dimmed lights. Poured Macallan. The swap's aftereffects lingered, phantom itches where tattoos should have been mine. A tiny anchor on my rib from a Nantucket summer she'd never known. Sleep came fitful. Dreams of boardrooms bleeding into beaches. Her laughter morphing to mine. Next crisis. Victoria, in my body, sedated in Bellevue Psych Ward, slipped a message via her lawyer. We need to talk. The real secret. Not the money. Intrigue prickled. I visited under cover of dusk. Flashing ID that read Victoria Hale. The ward smelled of bleach and broken dreams. Fluorescent hum underscoring the madness. She sat in a paper gown, my freckles stark against pale skin, eyes hollowed by meds. She whispered, chains rattling softly, restraints for agitation. It wasn't just the neural link. I did it because of him. Our father. Twists knife edge. Father? Mine died in a car wreck when I was 10. Drunk driver. Single mom raising me on diner tips in Queens. Victoria's? Some Wall Street wolf.
Per Forbes Hobbits.
She leaned close. Breath minty from denial. DNA test. Last year. After the divorce. We're half-sisters. Same dad. Different moms. He left me the firm in his will.
But you.
You were the mistake, he regretted. I found your records. Saw you climbing here. Thought if I could. Borrow your mind. Prove I was better.
Shock rooted me.
Buried secret. Blood. Not just betrayal. I'd suffered her crimes. The framed audit. The demotions not as pawn, but kin turned rival. Sisters? And you swapped me like a bad investment. Tears tracked her, my cheeks. I was scared. Dad always said you had his gut for numbers. I didn't. The schemes. The merger. Desperation. Forgive me. Controversial. Family over felony? I stood. Heart fracturing. Blood's thicker than ink. But trust? That's bankrupt. I left her there. Echoes chasing. Drive home blurred through tears. Hers?
Mine?
The penthouse felt vast. Empty. I called my mom. Voice cracking.
Ma.
Dad. Any secrets? Silence. Then sobs. He cheated.
Eminencia.
Before the wreck. A city girl. Never told you. Truth reversed again. Legacy of lies. I wasn't just avenged, I was unmoored. Dawn brought resolve. Press conference. Staged at Hale's lobby. Cameras flashed as I stepped to the podium. Victoria's poise masking Emily's fire. Today.
Hala asocites anonces restructurin.
Full restitution to affected parties, including former analyst Emily Carter. And personally, I've learned that negativity isn't weakness, it's wisdom. The $2.40 mill mistake proved every warning right. Questions flew. The swap hoax. Victoria Hale's fate? Real as the fallout, I said. And justice? It's ongoing. Climax brewed. Marcus's trial loomed. But he countered with a smear, claiming I'd orchestrated the swap for blackmail. Leaks hit TMZ. CFO's sister scandal. Incestuous power grab. Controversy exploded. Twitter. X now lit up. Swap sisters trending. Memes of us as evil twins from a bad soap. Pundits debated. Empowerment or exploitation. Feminist icon or Frankenstein fraud. I hunkered in the penthouse. Screens glowing like accusatory eyes. Tiff brought takeout sushi. Ironic. Boss. You okay? The board's waffling. Resign or ride it? Ride, I growled. But doubt festered. Revenge's high crashed. What now? CEO of ruins. Body borrowed. Family fractured. Then, the call. SEC raid on Marcus's penthouse. My video sealed it, confession airtight. He folded. Plea deal incoming. Victory lap?
Nah.
Hollow. But Victoria's next move, escape from Bellevue. Smuggled out by a nurse bribe, her style. Note left. Meet at the library. Bryant Park. Midnight. End this. Tension strung tight as piano wire. I went armed with resolve. Not guns, America's drama. Not death. The park slumbered under sodium lamps. Lion stoic. She waited on our bench. My raincoat draped over shoulders.
Eminência.
The swap. Reversible. Apex's lab has the counter protocol. But it risks everything. Neural wipe. Who comes back? Choice. Controversial core. Stay as Victoria. Rule the ashes? Or risk for Emily? Reclaim skin but lose power? I choose us, I said. Sisters. Fix it. We drove to the lab, abandoned Jersey warehouse. Ghosts of ambition. Techs. Coerced by my new clout. Prepped the machine, humming pods like sci-fi coffins. Strapped in, facing her, me, across wires. Forgive, she whispered. Working on it. Lights dimmed. World dissolved. Awakening was agony. Synapses firing like faulty fireworks. Body knitting back into itself with the grace of a bar fight. I gasped, tasting blood, my blood. Coppery and familiar, eyes fluttering open to sterile white. A hospital room in Newark General. Monitors beeping like impatient metronomes. Emily Carter. Back in her own skin, freckles, curves. The faint scar on my knee from a childhood bike crash. Joy surged. Then crashed Victoria. Nurses hovered. Faces blurred. MS. Carter? The procedure. Complications. My voice.
Mine, raspi.
Queen's Edged demanded. Where's she? Victoria. Stable.
But. The wipe.
Partial.
She's.
Confused.
I Tore is.
Stormed halls in a gown that flapped like surrender. Her room, dim. Her in my old scrubs, staring vacant at the ceiling. Raven hair splayed, but eyes, once sharp, now fogged, like a radio tuned to static. She murmured, grasping my hand. Hers trembled, grip weak as wet paper.
I.
Remember the merger. The money.
But you.
Sister? The twist inverted, revenge's blade turned inward. The counter-swap worked, but her mind, shredded by the botched link, amplified by guilt, left her a shell. Alzheimer's early onset. Doc said. Neural pathways fried like overclock circuits. My warnings. Her hubris. Poetic justice. Or cruel. Guilt gnawed. Darker than the drips outside. I'd pushed for the fix. But was it mercy or malice? Controversial. Let her rot. Or nurse the monster who birthed my hell. Weeks melted into a vigil. I cashed her, our severance, moved her to a brownstone in Brooklyn, overlooking the bridge where Dad's ghost might walk.
Ma visited.
Tears bridging decades of silence. She's your blood.
Eminência.
Doesn't make it right, but real.
Nights.
I'd read her spreadsheets, irony's gift, her head lolling, murmuring numbers like prayers. The $2.40 mil restitution hit accounts, victims paid, charities flush. Headlines faded, swap sisters settle, amnesia ends feud, public devoured, debated, forgiveness porn or fool's errand, but power called. Hale's remnants rebranded. Carter Consulting. My shingle. Clients flocked, tech bros seeking the whistleblower's edge. Boardrooms bowed. But the throne felt tilted. Victoria's ghost lingered in my pitch. Negativity saves billions. Marcus's trial was spectacle. Federal courthouse in Foley Square. Summer swelter turning suits to saunas. I testified. Voice steady. He ignored the flags. Pressured her, us, into silence. The mistake proved it all. Jury nodded. Eyes hungry for the drama. Conviction. 15 years. Fraud and conspiracy. His glare as cuffs clicked. Pure schadenfreude.
Outside.
Reporters mobbed. Emily. Is revenge sweet? Bitter, I shot back. Like good scotch. Teaches. Doesn't intoxicate. Back home. Victoria rallied flickers. One evening. Lucid. She gripped my arm. The betrayal. I was scared. Dad's shadow. You shone brighter. Tears stung. We both did.
Now.
Rest. But tension simmered. Her lawyer, slick as oil, sued anew. Competency hearing. Claiming I exploited her fog for assets. Controversy reignited. Sister scam trended. Op-eds decrying family over felony. I fought in court. Depots under fluorescence. She chose restitution. Chose us.
Judge.
A no-nonsense broad from the Bronx. Eyed me. Blood's messy. Emmis. Carter.
But intent?
Yours seems clean. Ruling. Asset split. Her trust under my oversight. Victory.
Pyrrhic.
Fall deepened. Leaves carpeting Brooklyn streets like confetti from a funeral. I dated. A barista named Jake. Tattoos and easy laughs, testing normalcy. Your story's wild, he said over IPAs at McCarran Park. Body swaps? Like Freaky Friday on steroids. More Black Mirror, I quipped. But sex felt foreign. Body reclaimed, yet scarred. Therapy unpacked the dissociation. The phantom executive syndrome. Victoria's decline accelerated, days lost in loops. Accusing me of thefts long settled. The $2.40 mill, you took it.
No. Beak.
We fixed it. Rocking her like a child. I whispered apologies to the air. Climax crested Thanksgiving. Ma hosted. Turkey roasting in her cramped kitchen. Sense of sage and regret. Victoria joined. Medicated haze lifting briefly. We circled the table. Awkward trinity, passing mashed potatoes like peace offerings. To family, Ma toasted, glass trembling. Victoria's eyes cleared. To mistakes. And mending. Laughter bubbled. Fragile. But as pie steamed, she seized stroke. Docs later confirmed. Stress exacerbated. Ambulance wailed into night. Brooklyn fading. Hospital vigil. Beeps, sinking heartbreaks. She woke. Weaker. But whispered. End it right.
Eminencia.
The firm. Burn clean. I nodded. Throat tight. I will. Her passing came gentle. Dawn gilding the room.
Evichori Spansoft. Victoriale.
Financial pioneer. Succumbs at 42. Lies. Kind ones. Funeral. Riverside. Gray skies weeping. Mourners, hypocrites in black, mumbled condolences. I eulogized. She mocked the negative. But it lit her path. Rest.
Sister.
Graveside. Alone. I scattered spreadsheets. Ashes of empire. Revenge complete? Or cycle? Winter bit. New York hunkering. Carter Consulting thrived. Me at helm. Audits for startups. Keynotes on the cost of ignoring instinct. Jake proposed over Central Park skates. Ring glinting like promise. You're my positive.
Eminência.
I hesitated. Controversial. Love after loss? But yes. Whispered back. Yet nights. Doubts stirred. The swap scar. Dreams of her face. Warnings unheeded. Was the $2.40 mill mistake mine too, trusting the machine? The blood? Twists echo. A letter. Postmarked Hamptons. From her ex. Victoria confided once. Emily's the real CFO. I laughed.
Now?
Truth wins. Reversed again. Her redemption. Buried in regret. Spring thawed the city. Cherry blossoms dusting Fifth Avenue like fleeting apologies. But my world stayed wintry. Edges sharp as shattered glass. Emily Carter. 29 now, times thief, strode boardrooms and flats. Not Louboutins. Preaching fiscal gospel to wide-eyed MBAs at Wharton. Negativity isn't poison, I'd say. Slides clicking like judgments. It's antidote. The $2.40 mill? My sister's undoing. My awakening. Applause thundered. But inside. Echoes hollowed. Revenge's bill. Due in quiet hours. Jake and I married quiet City Hall. His ink against my freckles. Ma beaming from the front row. Honeymoon in the Keys. Conch shells and sunsets. His hands mapping scars I no longer hid. You're whole, he murmured. Waves crashing approval. But pregnancy tests mocked. Negative. Month after month. The swap's legacy. Docs confirmed ovarian scarring from neural feedback. Like wires crossed in a storm. Controversial choice. IVF or adoption. We chased both. Fertility clinics gleaming sterile. Agencies probing pasts like interrogations. Work buffered. A client. Biotech startup in Silicon Alley. Smelled off, overhyped trials. Venture cash vanishing into ether. My gut twinged. Victoria's ghost nodding. Dive deep, I told the team. Memos flying like old battles.
Discovery, 10,000 pesos skimmed.
CEO siphoning to crypto scams. I blew the whistle, quiet.
Surgical SEC tipped.
Headlines minimal. But the CEO? A ghost from her past. Her second ex. Bitter over alimony. Victoria owed me, he snarled in deposition. Framed her good. Cycle spun. Betrayal's boomerang. I testified again. Voice seasoned. She paid. We all do. Ruling. Assets seized. My firm golden. Jake hugged me post-verdict. Hero again? Survivor, I corrected. But the wind tasted flat. Like decaf in a crisis. Summer sweltered. Ma's health fading, cancer. Quiet creeping. I shuttled Brooklyn to Queens. Chemo chairs our confessional. Proud of you, kid, she'd rasp, for dripping like tears. For forgiving. Learning, I admitted. Victoria's haze taut Mercy's muscle. Stretched thin. Her estate settled. Hampton's cottage mine. If I wanted. I sold it. Proceeds to a scholarship, Carter Hale Fund for Ethical Analysts. Irony inscribed. Sister's sins. Seeding good. Fall brought the book. Swapped shadows. A Wall Street reckoning. Ghostwriter polish my drafts. Raw as bourbon. Launch at Strand. Crowd snaking aisles. Readings drew debaters. Was it justice or jealousy? Empowerment or exploitation?
Ide pausa.
Mike heavy. Both. America's game. When ugly. Learn uglier. Signings bled into nights. Jake waiting with wine. Your fire.
Eminência.
Burnout, I joked. But truth, the twist lingered.
Aloptad.
From the swap night, contacted, anonymous email. Protocol logs. Victoria triggered it deliberately, but a failsafe. You chose the bodies subconsciously. Subconscious revenge. Mind fuck redux. Had I willed the flip? Deep in rage? Or fate's dice? Sleepless. I pondered. Villain or vessel? Winter circled. Holidays haunting. Ma rallied for Christmas. Tree twinkling in her living room. Ornaments from my childhood. We toasted ghosts, Dad. Victoria, eggnog thick with unsaid. To positives, Jake said. Hand on my still flat belly. Then, miracle, adoption approved.
A boy.
6 months. Chocolate eyes and gummy grins. We named him Leo, Lion, for library guardians. Fatherhood softened Jake. Diapers and dawn feeds our new rhythm. Leo's coos filled the brownstone, chasing shadows. But climax loomed subtle. SEC audit on Carter Consulting. Auditor, Hargrove's nephew. Grudge nursed from Hale's fall. Irregularities, he sniffed. Pouring ledgers. Like your sister's playbook. Panic spiked. Had I skimmed, even tiny?
No.
But doubt wormed. Power corrupts. Absolute or not. Digging. Truth surfaced. Not me. But Tiff, loyal turned larcenous. Fiddling expenses for a gambling debt.
Betrayal, lite.
But stinging. Confrontation. Her office. Blinds drawn.
Mestre.
Carter, I. Needed. Like Victoria. Cycles echo. Fix it, I said. No fire. Repay. Resign quiet. She nodded. Tears real. Controversial mercy. Fire or forgive. I chose growth. Audit cleared. Firm intact. Hargrove called. Impressed. Chair offer. Temptation. Old throne. New crown. But no. Independence. Hard one. Ending bloomed spring again. Leo toddling in Prospect Park. Blossoms renewed. Ma passed gentle. Garden burial under dogwoods. Eulogy. She taught resilience. Like warnings unheeded, but heeded late. Years layered. Leo's first words. Mama Sharp. My book bestseller. Firm boutique elite. Jake's brewery thrived. IPAs named Swap Stout. But the debate endures. In quiet, was revenge triumphant or tragic? Happy. With family forged?
Or by.
In losses tallied youth. Fertility. Sister? I choose both. America's pulse. Tense. Dark. Disputatious. In mirrors now. Emily stares back, scarred. Sure. The $2.40 mill proved me right. But living, that's the real audit. Twist final. Leo's drawing. Crayon scrawl. A woman in suit. Another in scrubs. Hands linked. Aunt Vic, he says. Blood echoes. Secrets unearthed. Revenge? Not end, but evolution. And in that, perhaps grace.